So today, in 99 Nights in the Forest, we're going to playtest a new class called Explorer, which only costs 80 diamonds. And we're going to find out if it's actually worth it or not. This class has some OP stuff, which I'll show you later in the video, but with a twist. I've got a complete noob with me, someone who has never finished this game, and we're going to help him survive 100 nights for the very first time while testing this new class. As soon as we spawn in the forest, we get a map and a compass as our starter tools, which is actually super helpful. And of course, since we're playing as the Explorer, we better be getting navigation tools. On top of that, we get 2 extra spaces in our sack. Trust me, starting with only 5 slots gets annoying real fast. So this is a huge bonus. While I was doing some chop, I noticed something weird, the fog. I ran toward it, and suddenly I realized I was clearing the fog and running faster than usual. And honestly, this is OP. This will help explore the map way faster, way more efficiently, and even let me escape dangerous mobs if I'm low on health. So I decided to head out and explore the map myself, while the noob stays at the base and takes care of things. At least until I bring back supplies and fully test this new class. The noob was actually doing some decent work at the campfire, so I decided to help him a little. But then I noticed something. My map blueprints were gone. Turns out the noob had already built the map. Alright, accidental productivity. So I upgraded the campfire, and now I was finally ready to explore. First mission, save a child, so our days go by faster. While fighting the wolves, I realized the speed boost from the Explorer class was giving me a huge advantage. I was zooming around even on low health, making the wolves look like they were stuck in lag. After wiping out the dumb pack of wolves, I saw the loot chest glowing underground, another perk of the Explorer class. And on top of that, we even open chests faster, which is a neat bonus. So I grabbed the annoying crying child, collected some loot thanks to the extra sack space, and headed back to the campfire. Then I built a bed, a sundial, did some quick chop, and headed back into the forest to grab more loot for the campfire. While exploring, I noticed something huge. When I'm far from the campfire, my hunger drains slower. This is actually super helpful because hunger becomes painfully annoying when you're far away with barely any food. Next, I went to save another child, but this time, alpha wolves were waiting for me. But don't worry, I'll show them who the real alpha is. I blasted them with my rifle, slapped them around with my axe, and boom, gone. Cleared them like mosquitoes. After grabbing the child, I headed back, only to see cultists attacking the campfire. So I sprinted there ASAP to help the noob and wipe out the cultists. After a not-so-intense fight, we cleared them out, returned the child to the campfire. And surprisingly, the noob was actually making good progress. He placed farm plots, kept the fire alive. Honestly, not bad for a noob who only has max 16 days in this game. Then I traded with the pelt trader and got myself a revolver and a giant sack. Absolute W purchase. And just when I finally started having faith in the noob, this man puts berries in the crank pot to make stew. Bro really is a noob. I then told him where the berries are supposed to go. Anyway, I grabbed some stew and headed out again to save the third child. This one was going to be tough because we had to fight bears. But I have a trick for those thick, furry tanks. Just stand above them and shoot. Except I messed up and fell right on top of their heads. So I panicked, ran for my life, and somehow still managed to wipe them with my pew-pew guns. When I finally finished, I saw the entrance was blocked by the map borders. Amazing. What a complete waste of skill. Then I headed back to the campfire to help the noob upgrade it. And I was shocked to see him doing the auto crank pot build trick. At this point, I don't think he's a noob. He's just lazy. He even built it right next to the farm plots. Shout out to the noob for finally using his brain. Then I upgraded the campfire to max level so I could explore the entire map without limits. After that, I saved the third child, and to my surprise, I got a strong axe, which is actually OP. But then, of course, our campfire was being raided by cultists again, so I rushed in to help the noob and wipe them out like dirt on the floor. While exploring the forest after that, I found another strong axe. I figured the noob might want it, so I messaged him, but he was too far away, and if you remember, he's a lazy guy. So I took the axe myself and delivered it to him so his job gets easier, and the man was actually happy and immediately got back to work. Then I went exploring again, and I have to say, the speed boost is making it insanely easy to move around the map, explore faster, and grab some OP loot. I collected a ton of scraps for the campfire so we could set up for the coming days. Then out of nowhere, this owl jumps me like it's trying to audition for a horror movie, but he didn't know I had chilies, which gave me speed, and I sprinted back to the campfire like the Flash. And guess what? The noob actually came out and scared away the owl to help me. Other than being lazy, this guy is a pretty solid teammate. Then I went to save the last child, and this time I had to kill 5 bears. But honestly, it was easy work. With the trick I mentioned earlier in the video, a little pew-pew, a little positioning, and boom, clean sweep. We finally saved all the children. And from the chest, I got the OP melee weapon, the Morning Star, which does insane damage. I yoinked it immediately, and as I headed back to the campfire, I saw those annoying cultists raiding it again, so I had to wipe them out to save the noob. After that, I bought Iron Body from the pelt trader for some extra safety. Then I picked up the radar from the shop so I could locate something very important later in the video, which I'm about to show you now. As you can see, I made my way to the cultist temple. After clearing out the cultists, I grabbed the broken anvil, collected the resources, and boom, I crafted the hammer, which lets me rearrange the furniture at my campfire. And now, it's time to build the safe base where me and my noob teammate will survive until day 100. First, we need 2 wood rain storages. We have to place them perfectly in front of the auto crankpot system so we can keep producing food. They need to be close enough for us to walk inside, but not so far that hostile mobs can slip through and invade our safe zone. After that, we need to buy a log wall from the shop to block the entrance of our safe base. But again, we have to place it in just the right spot, otherwise enemies will happily stroll right in like they own the place. And just like that, our safe base was ready. Then, just to be extra safe, I placed 2 more log walls around the base so enemies have 0 chance of getting in. We loaded up the unlimited eating machine with carrots and corn, made sure the campfire had enough wood to stay lit the whole time we'd be inside the shelter. And then it was time for me and the noob to squeeze in and survive the remaining nights in peace. I slipped into the base easily, but of course the noob got stuck. I guess his laziness made him fat. Just kidding, maybe. Eventually, he managed to squeeze inside, and finally, we were both in the safe shelter, feeling confident about our survival. With 9x speed, the days were about to fly by super fast. Then we quickly started cooking stew, so we'd be fully prepared for the remaining days without worrying about hunger. But I was a little concerned about the cultist waves since we were getting close to the end of the game. At that stage, tons of them spawn, and they can easily overpower you. So I just hoped that wouldn't happen, and we'd finish the mission smoothly. When the cultists raided us, they didn't even know we were inside. They were just wandering around the campfire, mindlessly trying to find us. The plan was actually working. After a few seconds, one cultist finally spotted us and started trying to barge in, but that dumb guy had no idea how to enter. He was basically doing jumping jacks in front of us. Honestly, great entertainment. I was just waiting for the noob to freak out. But being the good teammate, I decided to kill the cultist myself so the noob could chill in the safe shelter. Of course, the noob tried to help, but with an axe, swinging at the cultist through the wall. Truly a peanut brain, but you know what? At least he's a brave peanut brain. We were completely hidden in the base, and this setup was helping us survive the days super easily. Then the noob finally realized he's actually going to complete the game. Like, bro, it should have been obvious the moment you teamed up with me, but I have to say, the Explorer class is genuinely OP and totally worth buying. I'll be giving it a score out of 10 at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Then out of nowhere, 2 cultists tried to invade our safe base. Both failed miserably. One even tried to climb on top of the shelter to enter from above, but instead the guy just started moonwalking up there. At this point, I'm convinced the cultists are here purely to entertain us until day 100. After a few minutes, the noob started getting worried about the moonwalking guy on the roof, but I told him we're completely fine. Our safe base isn't letting anyone in. The noob was so happy he started calling me Rich Pro. Like, bro, stop, you're gonna make me blush. Then, when we were just seconds away from victory, we cheersed our stew bowls and had our final meal together. And boom, day 100, we actually made it. Then we watched the deer run away through the sewers like a total coward, and we set out to clear our base from the remaining cultists one last time. Honestly, this was a good game, and now it's time to rate the Explorer class. Looking at all the OP perks we get from this class, I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. For the amount of diamonds you spend, this is totally worth it. If you guys want a class that's not too expensive, but still insanely strong, I would recommend the Explorer class any day.